Wait, I got a question that you hear ever so often. It's not a direct question, but this answer could spawn some people asking like these basic questions. And if you don't mind, maybe going over some like maybe rules of thumbs is too rough of a phrase, but the whole you don't want to buy this inside. You don't want to buy an annuity inside of a tax deferred account. Obviously, Roth is different. Tax free, et cetera, et cetera. What can you just have a little back and forth about those kind of things, or because you're just paying taxes on your principal, whatever. Just going into the whole like back and forth that folks hear.
Yeah, a question that comes in quite a bit is just and this would be a cousin of that, where should I buy the annuity? In my taxable brokerage account, in my IRA or 401k, or in my Roth IRA, 401k? And the answer has to be a big, it depends. And so there's advantages and disadvantages from each. And so this question was really, hey, don't ignore the Roth IRA. That might be the best option in some cases.
But
there's different
through the whole arc of that particular thinking.
Yeah, and in the previous episode, or no, was it this episode? We talked about QLACs recently. Well, those are there's no reason to have a QLAC in a Roth IRA because there's no RMD issue. QLACs only apply to IRAs. So anything coming from a QLAC or anything coming from an annuity in an IRA, as that income is distributed coming out of the IRA, it's taxed as ordinary income. If you have a SPIA inside a taxable brokerage account, you get the exclusion ratio treatment, which is until you get to your IRS projected life expectancy, part of your payments are treated as the return of your premium. So like the cost basis, it's not taxed. Part of your payments are taxed as ordinary income. And then once you get past that life expectancy, 100% of the payments you receive are taxed as ordinary income. And
I think they'd be the other way. They congratulate you for living so long and say, atta boy or atta girl, right?
Yeah, or at least it'd be nice if you could have that treated as long-term gains, because if I bought an annuity that's over the long term, it really is more of a long-term gain than anything. But no, it's all treated as ordinary income.
It's just like, hey, I did all the right things. I stayed healthy.
And if you're really trying to be tax efficient, having ordinary income in retirement can be problematic. And so that's where with this answer, maybe you do want to think about the Roth. But otherwise, it can also depend on where you have funds. So if most of the funds are in the IRA, there's potentially that may be the best option for you. The disadvantage with the tax
zones. Are there any no-fly zones?
No fly zones. The disadvantage to consider with the taxable account, if it's an issue, is you have to sell the assets to purchase the annuity. And if you have a lot of capital gains embedded in those assets, there could be a big tax bill involved in just freeing up the funds to purchase the annuity.
That would be the same thing with any different strategy or anything like that you'd want to do.
But that could be a case where, because I have this huge tax bill, I might decide to consider either the IRA or the Roth IRA.
Which is fine. That's a valid point.